Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam.
Hello students, my name is Ishan Shenolikar and today I will be speaking about factors of production. Factors of production refer to essential components involved in the process of producing goods and services. These factors, also known as agents of production, play a fundamental role in determining the volume of production and consequently the national income as well. The supply of various factors of production and their productivity are crucial determinants of economic growth. Economic growth, which involves an increase in total production or national income, heavily relies on supply and efficiency of these factors. Fraser, an economist, defines factors of production as group or class of productive sources. Essentially, a factor of production represents a category of productive elements which individual members known as units of factors. These units are homogeneous and interchangeable, meaning they are perfect substitutes of each other within the same factor. However, different factors of production cannot be perfect substitutes for one another. Modern economists often prefer to discuss productive services or inputs rather than using the traditional factors of production terminology, which includes land, labor, capital and entrepreneurship. The classification of factors of production includes first land, that is, in economics land encompasses more than just the soil. It includes all natural resources such as air, water, minerals and vegetation both above and below the land surface that can be utilized for the production process. Labor refers to all types of work, whether physical or mental, performed by individuals in exchange for monetary compensation. It encompasses human effort and skills employed in production process. Capital, on the other hand, represents the accumulated stock of wealth consisting of machinery, tools, equipments, raw materials or financial resources in the production process of goods and services. Capital is essential for enhancing productivity and expanding the production capacity. Entrepreneurship is the last component. This factor involves for coordination and management of land, labor and capital resources. Entrepreneurs play a crucial role in initiating, directing and organizing the production activities. They bear risks, uncertainty associated with business ventures. Now let us look at the objectives of this session before looking at each points in much detail. So first we try and understand the meaning of factors of production, for which we have already had the introduction. Then we understand the factor of land in much more detail. Further, we understand the labor factor and the concept of division of labor in detail. Finally, we move on to the factor of capital and entrepreneurship in order to understand their impact on production process in detail. So let us start with land. So the term land encompasses more than just soil, as we have already seen. As we saw, it encompasses all natural resources provided by nature that aid human activities. Understanding the meaning and significance of land in economics is crucial for analyzing economic development, resource utilization and sustainability. Let us look at Marshall's definition of land. According to Marshall, land refers to the materials and forces which nature gives freely to man's aid in land and water, in air, light and heat, that is including everything. So this definition broadens concept of land beyond mere soil to include all natural elements that contribute to human activities such as water, bodies, air quality, sunlight and climate conditions. Let us look at the role of land across economic stages. So, throughout history, land has played a vital role in human economic activities. In early stages like hunting, fishing and pastoralism, land provided food and sustenance. In agricultural stages, land became essential for crop cultivation, while in industrial stages it remained crucial for producing goods and raw materials. Land is not just about physical space, it encompasses all resources derived from nature that contribute to the economic production directly or indirectly. Natural resources including agricultural land, minerals, water bodies, forests and climate conditions are crucial for economic development and growth. They form the foundation upon which economic activities are built. The quantity and quality of natural resources available in a country directly impacts its economic output. However, simply having abundant natural resources is not enough. Economic growth is fostered by efficient utilization and management of these resources. Let us look at resource utilization and technological advances. So, the utilization of natural resources depends on technological advancements. Certain resources may remain untapped or underutilized until new technologies make them valuable. For example, advancements in drilling technology have made previously inaccessible oil reserves viable for extraction. Similarly, synthetic substitutes can overcome scarcity issues for many natural resources. One example can be seen in natural rubber case as well. Let us look at renewable versus non-renewable resources. Natural resources are classified as renewable versus non-renewable. Non-renewables are those like mineral deposits, fossil fuels, which are finite in nature and deplete as they are used. Renewable, on the other hand, can be used in a repeated manner without significant loss of productivity if they are managed in a sustainable manner. If we look at sustainability and resource management, then understanding the renewable and non-renewable nature of resources is vital for sustainable resource management. Renewable resources can be replenished or maintained through responsible practices, whereas non-renewable resources require careful planning in order to avoid depletion. Balancing economic activities with environmental preservation is crucial for long-term sustainability, ensuring the future generations can also benefit from these natural resources. In essence, the concept of land in economics extends beyond mere physical space to encompass all natural resources that contribute to human well-being and economic activities. Sustainable management and utilization of these is key consideration for promoting economic growth and development while preserving environment integrity. Let us now look at inelastic supply of land. So, land as a factor of production holds a unique characteristic due to its fixed supply, making it distinct from other factors like labor and capital. Let us look at detailed explanation of this idea. So, land is inherently limited in quantity and its supply is determined by nature. Unlike manufactured goods or services, more land cannot be created to meet increasing demand. This fixed nature makes it a free gift from nature. As it was not produced or manufactured by human activity, the quantity of land available remains constant regardless of changes in demand or price. So, if we look at the perfectly inelastic supply, then from the perspective of entire economy, the supply of land is perfectly inelastic, that is, it does not change, it cannot respond. This means that no matter how much demand increases or decreases, the overall supply of land does not change. The concept of elasticity in economics refers to how responsive the quantity supplied is to changes in price. In case of land, the supply remains rigidly fixed irrespective of variation in its price, or as we call it, rent. Let us now look at cost of production and land. Land, being a natural resource, does not have a cost of production associated with it at the societal level. Society did not produce land, it exists as a natural resource. Therefore, land is unique in that it does not incur costs related to manufacturing or production process. This absence of production cost distinguishes land from manufactured goods or services where cost of labor, materials and production process contribute to their supply. So, let us look at the elasticity at industry level. While the overall supply of land to the economy remains fixed, supply of land for a specific industry or its uses can be elastic. The elasticity occurs because land can be shifted or allocated differently based on demand and incentives. For example, if there is high demand for land in a particular industry, such a real estate or agriculture offering attractive rents or incentives can encourage landowners to allocate more land to specific use. This shifting of land from one use to another demonstrates that elasticity of land within industry. So, let us look at the supply curve of land. In economic terms, the supply curve of land for particular use or industry is upward sloping from left to right. This indicates that as the price or rent offered for land increases, the quantity supplied for that specific use also increases, assuming all other factors fixed. However, this upward sloping supply curve within industries contrasts with the perfectly inelastic supply of land for the entire economy, highlighting the dual nature of land supply characteristics. Understanding land's fixed supply and its implications on elasticity helps economists and policymakers analyze resource allocation, land use and the impact of incentive on industry specific land supply. Let us now move to the second factor of production called capital. Capital encompasses various meanings, often leading to confusion between money and capital. While colloquially and sometimes in economic discussions, capital is associated with money, its true nature or essence lies in being a factor of production rather than just currency. Let us look at money capital versus real capital. Money capital refers to funds available for investment and productive purposes. It includes money used to purchase factors of production like raw materials, machinery and labor. However, money itself does not directly contribute to the production process. Real capital, on the other hand, comprises tangible assets such as machinery, raw materials, factories and tools. These physical goods directly aid the production process. Let us now look at the definition of capital. Some economists define capital as the portion of person's wealth excluding land that generates income. However, the definition falls short as it includes financial instruments like securities and stocks which are not directly involved in production. A more accurate definition of capital is produced means of production. This distinction separates capital from land and labor, which are considered primary factors. Capital is a result of human effort working with nature to create tools and infrastructure for future production. Capital can also be seen as man-made instruments of production encompassing physical goods specifically produced to facilitate production processes. For example, machinery, tools, equipments used in manufacturing are examples of capital. They are created by humans to enhance efficiency in production. Buildings, factories, canals, transport equipments all fall under the same category. They represent infrastructure investment for improving capacity and capability of production systems. Stocks of raw materials are another form. These are essential for sustaining production activities and ensuring continuity in manufacturing processes. Let us look at the role of capital in production. So, capital plays a crucial role. It enhances the productive capacity of economy by providing necessary tools and resources for manufacturing goods and delivering services. Investments in capital such as upgrading machinery or expanding infrastructure contribute to economic growth. They enable business to produce more efficiently meet growing demands, and innovate in their production process. In essence, capital in economics refers to tangible assets and resources the humans create to support enhance production process or activities, distinguishing it from merely physical instruments like money or securities. Understanding the role and importance of real capital is essential for comprehending economic development, productivity, and growth. Let us look at fixed capital. Fixed capital and working capital are two essential categories of capital in economics, each serving distinct purpose for production process. Fixed capital refers to durable use producer goods that are used repeatedly in the production process until they completely wear out. For example, machinery, tools, tractors, etc. These are common tools that are used, and any other infrastructure. Fixed capital assets are designed to withstand repeated use extended over a period without significant wear and tear. They play a crucial role in facilitating production of goods and services. The term fixed in fixed capital does not imply a fixed location. Instead, it refers to long-term commitment of capital in these durable assets compared to relatively shorter term commitment in other assets like raw material. Investments in fixed capital involve substantial expenditure and are considered long-term investments in production capacity of a business or company. Now let us look at working capital. It comprises single-use producer goods such as raw material, goods in process, or fuel. These items can be used for a single production cycle. Working capital items are used during production process and need to be replenished regularly to sustain ongoing production activities. Money spent on working capital items is fully recovered when the finished goods made with these inputs are sold in the market. This distinguishes working capital from fixed capital, where the investment remains tied up in an asset for a longer period. Working capital is crucial for maintaining liquidity and ensuring smooth functioning of production. Adequate working capital allows business to cover day-to-day expenses and meet short-term obligations. Let us look at the role in production. Fixed capital provides the infrastructure and tools necessary for production. It represents a long-term investment and productive capacity of business or economy. Working capital supports ongoing activities by providing necessary raw materials and resources needed for manufacturing and delivering services. If we look at financial management, then companies carefully plan and allocate resources for investment in fixed and working capitals depending on their long-term and short-term business goals. And working capital, as we said, is basically optimizing inventory levels in order to take care of day-to-day operations. In summary, fixed capital and working capital are integral components. Fixed capital represents long-lasting assets, whereas working capital represents short-term assets necessary for operations. Efficient management of both is essential for achieving sustainable growth and profitability. Now let us move to a very important aspect of human capital, which refers to collective knowledge, skills, health of individuals, and so on. Unlike physical capital, it includes tangible assets like machinery and infrastructure. Human capital focuses on intangible qualities and attributes that individuals bring to workforce and the overall productivity of an economy. Now let us move to the third factor of production called labor. The contribution of labor to national product depends not only on the size of labor force but also its quality. By quality of labor, we mean how much productive is it? That is, what is the level of productivity? A given labor force with higher productivity will yield a larger national product and income. Therefore, in this section, we will discuss factors on which productivity or efficiency of labor depends. One of the important aspects is division of labor. Whereas land and capital are material forces of production, labor is a human factor. Because of this, labor should not be treated as a saleable commodity like land and capital. Labor exhibits the following characteristics. It cannot be separated from the laborer himself or herself. whereas land and capital are distinct from their owners, that is landlords and capitalists. The labor does not sell himself or herself. The labor only sells its work. It is only when the slavery system prevailed, the laborers were literally sold or purchased, but in modern times, they only sell their work or the quality of work that they are bringing. Against that, they get wages. Labor is a perishable factor and it is not possible to store it for future use. If a worker does not get employment for some days, then the time so lost cannot be recovered. The labor time lost once is lost forever. It is less mobile than even capital. This is because laborer is a human being after all and has feelings and affections which we call attachment in general with the place he or she is brought up, presently residing, and so on. It is difficult for them to leave one place and go to another place easily. Despite this, some workers do migrate from one part of the country to another or even another country for livelihood. Supply of labor is elastic, but it takes time to increase its overall supply by expanding population and providing the suitable training and skills required. Efficiency of labor varies a good deal. Some workers are more efficient than others. The differences in efficiencies are caused by their physical and mental capabilities as well as training and skills imparted. Their productivity differs also because of different quantity and quality of capital equipment used by them and different technologies which they work upon. The contribution of labor to national product and income depends not only on size of labor force but also its quality by looking at a very important aspect called division of labor. Division of labor is a fundamental concept in modern industrial organization credited with significantly enhancing productivity and economic output. Adam Smith, a pioneering economist, recognized the importance of making it a primary focus of his renowned work and inquiry into the nature and causes of wealth of nations. This division can be categorized as simple or complex, each with distinct characteristic and implications for production efficiency. Let us look at simple division of labor. In a society with simple division of labor, each worker specializes in producing a single commodity. For example, some individuals may focus on producing cloth, while other individuals may make shoes or cultivate farm products. This type of division was common in traditional village economies where individuals engaged in specific trades or crafts persist. Complex division of labor. Modern industrial systems rely on complex division of labor. Here the production of commodity is divided into numerous processes, such as performed by specialized workers or groups. For example, in modern tailoring workshop, making a shirt involves distinct processes like cutting fabric, sewing, attaching buttons, and finishing. Each of these tasks are carried out by specialized workers or teams, enhancing efficiency and quality mainly. Let us look at the advantages. First is increase in productivity. Division of labor immensely increases the productivity of a worker. This process makes a worker highly productive by dividing a task in distinct operations. For example, to make 10 pins, 48,000 pins in a day, one worker may therefore be considered to have made 4,800 pins in a day if all are divided per worker. In absence of division of labor, one man could have made only one pin in a day or at most only 20 pins. Thus, with division of labor, the productive capacity of the individual and community has greatly increased. Second most important aspect is we get the right person at the right place. So, this is one big advantage under division of labor, that is allocation happens according to ability and capacity of the individual worker. This ensures the right person is put for the right job. It eliminates the possibility of fitting a square peg in a round hole. That is what we are trying to get. Next is the worker becomes highly skilled with high degree of dexterity, that is expertise, because of repeated performance of same task. As the age old dictum goes, practice makes a man perfect. The worker acquires perfection in his skills because he has to carry out same task again and again. This adds to his productivity. Another significant advantage promotes development of new ideas and better techniques of doing the work. It is due to the fact when a worker is performing same operations, they can discover new methods in order to do the same activity. Even some mechanical device may occur to him where he is doing the task which can be done much more efficiently. Thus, division of labor results in inventions of new machinery and better tools. Under division of labor, the invention can also lead to saving time or invention in time saving practices. Long periods of trainings are therefore rendered unnecessary. This saves great time and money. Further, the worker remains employed in the same process. He does not waste time in moving from one process to another. Therefore, goes on working without loss of time. This results in saving in time. A worker is not provided with a complete set of tools required for the whole process. The worker is only provided with the tools which are acquired by him or her for the performance of the part of the process which is allocated to them. Thus, one set of tools can be made to use of many workers. This is great economic gain, which is called generally efficient allocation of resources. So, by breaking up the production of a commodity into small and simple operations, division of labor encourages the use of machinery and its introduction. The simple operations can be easily carried out by suitable machines. Machines can be economically used only when they are fully used, that is, when their productive capacity is completely utilized. Division of labor ensures economical use of machinery. Another distinct advantage of division of labor in the economies is basically the cost per unit tends to fall down when the commodity is produced on a large scale, which ensures the production of cheaper goods. Even poor people can buy them. As a result of this, the standard of living rise. Since the work is divided into various processes, someone is required to coordinate this work. This resulted in the rise of entrepreneurs whose job is to specialize in the art of organization. The rise is greatly contributed to an increase in efficiency and productivity of the modern economy. Now let us look at the last factor of production called entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is often regarded as fourth critical factor of production alongside land, labor and capital, which plays a pivotal role in economic activities. While land, labor and capital are essential for production, the entrepreneur combines all these factors in the right proportions, initiates the process of production and bears associated risks. In essence, the entrepreneur is the driving force behind economic activities, takes on roles such as organizing, managing and taking risks. Different economists emphasize various functions of an entrepreneur. For example, Joseph Schumpeter views the entrepreneur as an innovator, introducing new combination of factors, processes, products and markets that reduce production costs and increase demand. Frank Knight highlights the entrepreneur's role in bearing the uncertainty, that is risks, especially non-insurable risks that arise from changes in economic conditions. Alfred Marshall assigns multiple functions to the entrepreneur, including risk bearing, providing finance, introducing innovations and managing business operations. The functions of entrepreneur can be categorized into three main areas. First is initiating and coordinating business activities, which includes coordinating all the factors of production and providing them remuneration such as wages, rents and interest payments to the respective factors of production. This leads to the success of the venture. Next is risk management and uncertainty bearing. So, there is a lot of uncertainty in economic conditions. A lot of risks have to be borne. While some risks can be insured, the other risks are not insured. And these are the risks that an entrepreneur decides to take and must manage. Third is innovation and technological progress. So, entrepreneurs drives this process by introducing new methods and market strategies. These can lead to cost reductions, quality improvements and creation of new demand. So, innovations do contribute to enhanced productivity and gain. Nonetheless, innovations contribute significantly to overall economic growth and technological advancement of the economy. So, in modern business environments, the role of entrepreneurs has evolved alongside changes in organizational structures. Specialized managers often handle day-to-day operations, leaving entrepreneurs to focus on strategic decisions, innovations, and risk management. This specialization reflects the complex nature of modern business and need to diverse skill sets in entrepreneurship. Successful entrepreneurs balance these functions effectively to drive growth and competitiveness in their ventures and contribute broader economic development through innovation and risks. I hope this session was clear to you, and now you can make a lot of sense about how all these 4 factors of production get together in the production process of an economy. Thank you so much.